So today you're going to be joining us behind the scenes at a sweet little bed and breakfast called Starlight Pines in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Yeah, this is one of the most well-done bed and breakfasts I've ever walked into. I must say, I haven't been in that very many bed and breakfasts, but this is to the nines, I guess they say. It's amazing.
What's really cool about this is, as you know, Mark and I both being in real estate, I had the pleasure of working with Maxx and Monica when they purchased this bed and breakfast. So I was just chatting with them recently and I said, hey, why don't we come in, catch up with you guys and learn a little bit behind the scenes?
Yeah, so we're branching out. We're doing bed and breakfasts now. Who knows? We'll probably be doing apartments in New York someday.
I know that's
kidding.
never gonna happen. No.
Kidding, I'm totally kidding.
Do you think we're New Yorkers?
No,
Not so much. No, we love our small mountain town of Flagstaff, Arizona that we call home. And today we're going to show you one of the best places that you could possibly stay when you come in. Oh, and I almost forgot to tell you, as an empty nester, you're going to love this place because no kids allowed.
Yeah, you can't have any kids and no pets either, so you don't have to worry about that. Your room's been occupied by a pet, the night before, that sort of thing. So very, very clean home and two great innkeepers.
Come on and meet Maxx and Monica with us.
Hi, I'm Monica.
And I'm Max.
Looking mostly at real estate. I was just mostly looking at places, and we thought we could try to supplement a mortgage if we could find one that we could either Airbnb or build little cabins on and rent those. I was just one day literally looking on the internet and I found a website that was like bed and breakfasts or insforsale.com.
We had passed through Flagstaff on our way to a backpack trip in Havasu Falls and fell in love with Flagstaff. We'd driven through here many times before in the past, but staying in town, we kind of got an idea how great this town was. She found Starlight Pines for sale on insforsale.com, and we stopped by, made reservations to stay.
The description was exactly what we were looking for.
We put an offer in, and then a couple weeks later, we booked a stay here, and we drove out to stay. We were getting a great house, and it was an uphill battle to purchase it. Lots of obstacles, lots of fun trying business things, but in the end, it was great.
Exactly, looking to become innkeepers, but we knew we needed some way to make a living that wasn't the hustle and bustle of the city that we've been living in, but a simpler, kinder life, but it was our own.
Maxx and Monica met after their kids were already raised and grown.
Yep, they are now empty nesters. They left LA for a brand new adventure.
And then they landed in Flagstaff, Arizona and bought this sweet little bed and breakfast called Starlight Pines.
And it is sweet.
How cool is that?
It's been awesome. I mean, really great. The best part about it are the guests. They all want that little bit of community that you get in an inn versus a hotel.
I love Max, he's the love of my life, and I knew that his talents were always being wasted for somebody else, making somebody else's money. And what he does best is talk to people. He's a great salesman. He's just kind and a wonderful cook too. And so I feel like he's doing everything he does well. And it's perfect because the guests respond so well. They want to know about where to hike. They want to know about the secret ways to get into the Grand Canyon that, we've discovered without the crowds.
Loving it.
Speaking of Max's talents, the breakfast at this bed and breakfast is prepared by Maxx. Now, Monica will tell you she helps and she picks out recipes, but she gives full credit to Maxx.
Very talented chef from what I understand. He makes delectable delights. And they do have accommodations for people with dietary restrictions.
That's right, gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian. You just have to let them know ahead of time, so when you make your reservation, make sure they know about it and they will take good care of you.
We are going to take you on a full tour of the bedrooms. There are 5 bedrooms and you're going to see 4 of them.
That's right. The 5th bedroom is the innkeeper's quarters, so we're not going to tour that aspect. But also, at the end of this video, Maxx and Monica share a few little behind-the-scenes stories with us.
Well, I think it's more of the complete experience that you get from the minute you walk in the door and you get a welcome from the hosts that live in the inn versus somebody sitting at a front desk. You walk into a room that's perfectly appointed to what you will need for your stay. It's comfortable, it's warm, it's got that unique feeling. They're not just a rectangular box with a bed and a couple nightstands and a flat screen TV. We don't have TVs in the rooms because we want people to enjoy themselves and not hear somebody next door watching a war movie.
Starlight Pines is set up to be a true retreat and get away from it all. Each of the rooms have little amenities, so it's got everything you need.
Amenities are really stunning. Coffee stations, full bathrooms, noise machines. You can listen to the crickets if you want. Electric fireplaces for ambiance, sitting areas, and comfy blankets, beds, and pillows. Ah, yeah.
And each of the rooms has a guest book where you can read previous guests' experience and make sure you sign in and share your own wonderful experience as well.
And just hang out in this house. There's games, there's books to read, sit in the back patio, soak in Mount Eldon, meander and take a look at some of the collectibles and some of the antiques, or just, sit in the living room and rap with some of the guests.
Yeah.
We don't really have to market too much because of the wonderful place we're in. I mean, you can't think of a better spot to be in the business of bringing people in when you've got the Grand Canyon, Sedona, the 3 national monuments right up Route 89. You've got the Painted Desert and the Petrified Forest and Winslow.
And a big university.
And so there's so much that draw people here that they'll use this as a base and experience Northern Arizona and even Utah from here. They'll pop up there for the day and come back down.
One of the benefits of staying in a bed and breakfast where you are sharing space with the local innkeepers is that they are a wealth of knowledge of what's going on around town and in the surrounding areas. So we did ask Maxx and Monica for ideas on their favorite hikes or things that they like to do. You can definitely talk to them about favorite restaurants and places to go and things like that when you're staying here.
Red Mountain Trail is my favorite, and I really like Old Caves Crater. I think that's a really fun trail with a nice payoff at the top with the views and seeing pottery shards.
I have to say the people of this town are just wonderful. They're friendly. You don't even have to, who cares what somebody's politics are anymore? It's just people will help you no matter what in this town, and they'll be kind. And I haven't found that anywhere else.
I really like Fat Olives. I think that's a wonderful place to send our guests, mainly because we've never had a guest come back and say they've had anything.
And we love John. He's a local,
right, the owner. Salsa Brava, his sister restaurant. I give our guests a list. I text them a list when they arrive with restaurant recommendations.
I love Josephine's. We just went there and that was delicious.
We have 4 rooms that we book out, plus our room. We live here. So it's a 5-bedroom, 5-bath house. Mm-hmm. It was built to be a bed and breakfast, luckily. So it's a 1912 replica. So the house itself was built in 1995 as a bed and breakfast by the first owners, and we're the 3rd owners now.
After our sit around, we did a little walk around, and we asked them about some of their experiences running a bed and breakfast.
Yeah, we also asked them to share some little stories or things behind the scenes. And I was kind of honored that they wanted to start with the sign that I gave them as a closing gift.
And Max's Place in the Pines sign.
Yes, where is it again?
Yeah,
you walk right in.
I've been collecting teacups from the local thrift stores because they represent somebody else's life at some point, and I just feel like I just rescue them. We try to have a really good selection of teas for people, and here's our Keurig that people can have things 24/7. Have a little bit of whiskey and Baileys for the cold weather. Nice.
Counter that came out of a general store. I'm not sure if it was in Arizona or New Mexico, and the ladder supposedly came out of a firehouse, and they built the pot holders, and we really didn't have to do much with this area when we moved in. It was ready to go.
Here we have the great composers, Mozart, Beethoven. By the way, did you know Mary Fields? She was a stagecoach driver in the United States, the first Black woman and the first woman to drive a stagecoach.
After getting the full tour, oh, of course, we had to get our quintessential getting each other on camera shots.
Of course.
We did get to visit with Lily and Lucy, two of the
Cutest little puppers.
yeah, kind of the in-home pets, in case you miss your own while you're not there.
Yeah, they are a lot of fun and they are happy. To book your stay, just check the description box below and there will be a link to their website. Stay tuned for a little bit of bonus footage.
Yep.
Any disasters?
The only disaster I can think of was a New Year's Eve where we had some guests who were in one of our rooms and they went downtown for the pine cone drop and they left their dog. And they left their dog in the crate, but somehow the dog broke out of the crate, then went absolutely crazy upstairs, just tearing at the door frame, cutting itself, putting blood all over the white door frame, gouging out the wood. We called the guys, and they had such a great parking space, they didn't want to drive back to get their dog, so they took an Uber back, got their dog, went back downtown with the dog, and they were really aghast at what happened. They felt really bad.
COVID has affected us. We were closed for quite a while, but I think now people like to come to a smaller place because they know it's cleaned, really well.
Yeah.
Right at the front door, we have signs up that we still do require masks in all the common areas. For a long time during COVID, we were serving all the breakfasts up in the guest
service.
bedrooms. Yep, we got the plate covers and everything, and we made these beautiful trays and made sure every room had a table and chairs. But we're not doing that so much anymore because, especially during the summer, we serve out on the porch.
Yeah.
But we also found a way to do social distancing here. But yeah, we ask people to wear masks all
Hand
the time.
sanitizer
We have
everywhere.
hand sanitizer everywhere. We do even ask people to take off their shoes at the front door and provide slippers. We've adjusted. We've adjusted like all lodgings have.
Thanks for joining us for today's tour of Starlight Pines with Maxx and Monica. Be sure to subscribe for future adventures with other empty nesters and fun destinations.